And here at Elland Road, it's a very sunny, very sunny day, but a cold day, a perfect day for football. The ground in fine condition for football. And this is the first visit that Southampton have ever made to Elland Road in the first division. Because, as you remember, Southampton got promotion from the second division for the first time in their history at the end of last season, and so far have done extremely well this season. They've averaged almost a point a game, which is pretty good for a newly promoted side.
When Match of the Day viewers were first introduced to Southampton, their team included names like David Webb at right back, Tony Knapp at centre-half, long-serving Terry Payne, the balding Jimmy Melia, and a deadly striking duo of Martin Chivers and Ron Davis, the brilliant Welsh international centre-forward who would score more First Division goals for Southampton than any other player. Here, he punished Don Reeves' Leeds at Elland Road.
Chivers. Payne on his right, Davis beginning to go down the middle. Melia. Out to Chivers. And a beautiful save by Harvey from Chivers. Thompson to take the corner. Davis, a goal! And Ron Davis has done what we saw him do at Cardiff last week. After 28 minutes of the second half, number 9, Ron Davis, the Welsh international, has put Southampton in the lead. Giles, another high-floated one, and in moves Charlton. And even the whole goal shook as McFarlane crashed into the post. Well, that was a splendid game of football, wasn't it? Even though we did only see one goal. And full marks to the Southampton team for the way their defensive football withstood all that Leeds United threw at them. Really thrilling stuff. Welcome to the Dell at Southampton, scene of this highly important First Division game, which Southampton must win and thereby ensure a place in the First Division for at least another season, and which, if Nottingham Forest win, they may still have a chance, albeit a very slight one, of becoming the First Division champions. Now, the Southampton side, Southampton team playing the dark shorts, have two England men, number 7, number 10, Melia, in the middle line with their 4-3-3 formation. The man all eyes will be on is number 9, Ron Davis, the Welsh international, who, despite Southampton's struggle against relegation, has been popping in the goals with amazing regularity this season. Free kick. And Payne to take the free kick. Now we must expect him to try and float it to the far post for Davis or for Chivers. And a great one by Chivers. There's more. Forrest. Newton was a wee bit slow and he's hurt, and away goes Chivers. Fine effort by Chivers, that ball was bouncing, bobbing up and down. And more. Brindley. Barnwell. And it's the equaliser. Barnwell has scored after 21 minutes of the second half. Chivers. Melia. Payne taking over. Oh, good ball to Melia. And he's getting that penalty. And Payne to take the penalty. Men of iron nerve. Drummond must go back on his line. He can't stand a yard forward. 2-1. But Payne scores the penalty that might keep Southampton in the First Division.
Indeed it did, and within 2 years the Saints were established as a First Division force with a team which qualified for Europe. It included Big John McGrath at centre-half, the energetic Jimmy Gabriel, original wingers in Terry Payne and John Sydenham, and at number 9 a Wiltshire boy called Mike Shannon, who became Southampton's record scorer.
Bond to take the corner. Morgan again available for the short one if necessary. England number 5 up for the high one. Gilzine. What a great flick by Alan Gilzine. The ball played short to the near post. The angle so acute as to be almost impossible, but you've got to blame the goalkeeper there for not covering that near post. Payne. Payne has not really been able to get into this match at all. Bond. Spurs playing it a bit too tight at the back. It's too close. Gabriel. Spurs being caught too often in possession in the second half, trying to slow the game down. But they're slowing it down so much that Southampton are finding them all the time. Payne. Good ball. Gabriel. Yes. Stokes. Morgan laying it back to White. There's Camille Gilzine. Greaves. And McGrath getting a touch. Greaves. And even when Jimmy Greaves is out of form, he doesn't miss those.
By the time the return match was played at White Hart Lane the following January, it was football in colour.
This is Davies! And a good goal!
In November 1971, just a week after losing 8-0 at Everton, the Saints faced a rampant Manchester United at the Dell.
George Best. Dowling moving ahead of him. Kidd on the left. The long cross, although McElroy now moving to the near post. Best! Sammy McElroy. Morgan. If he can put it back, he's got Best and McElroy! Sammy McElroy, the scorer. Charlton. Best! Terry Payne to take it, faced by now a two-man wall. Gabriel up! Jenkins. Joe Kirkup letting the ball run for the angle, but let it run too much. Morgan. Goes McElroy again, running out to the right. Kidd on the far post. Best near in! And still he made it! To Payne. Gabriel moving outside him. Shannon going on the near post for the cross. Davis is further over. Gets the header. Davis gets it in! Ron Davis following it in! Alan Gowling moving up this side as we look. Charlton's backflip. Kidd!
5-2 to United. By now, Southampton were almost guaranteed to give the cameras a goal feast, one way or the other. A few weeks later, West Ham were the visitors.
Bonds. Good effort! Oh, fine goal by Bonds! Martin not very happy, but Bonds is. Nicely floating ball, Best! Oh, what a good goal! You cannot play statues when this West Ham attack is on song. Ball to put it back to. Brooking, beaten by Byrne. Payne and Hurst. Calmly played by Payne, but he gives it away. Brooking. Davis up to help Jenkins. I think he may well have to go it alone. Yes, he does! And the penalty given! Bobby Ferguson to face Jimmy Gabriel. Classic example of sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. Shannon. So Mick Shannon makes it 3-2. And West Ham will ask how he managed to get the header from that sort of angle round his man. Payne. Shannon. First time wanted. Little turn was enough for Moore to get a dig in, but this is Payne, can try one, and he does it! Oh, what a good goal by Terry Payne! He's ecstatic, and so are they! A moment then when Shannon looked as though he needed the first time shot. It seemed he'd given Moore the chance to intercept, but he got it through to Payne, who made space in the box to score. 3-3.
No long-standing match of the day viewer will forget this episode. The day Southampton were hung, drawn and quartered at Elland Road. Leeds beat them 7-0 and wouldn't even give them a touch of the ball.
To say that Leeds are playing with Southampton is the understatement of the season. Poor Southampton just don't know what day it is. Every man jack of this Leeds side is now turning it on. Oh, look at that! It's almost cruel. Elland Road crowd are lapping it up. For the second home match running, Leeds United are turning on a brilliant show, and the other team are just not on the park.
Southampton licked their wounds until they got Leeds back to the Dell the following season. This time, Billy Bremner's back heels backfired.
Shannon. Got through to Shannon. O'Neill again. Good effort! Beautiful goal! Beautiful goal! Brian O'Neill, the scorer. He very, very nearly got Shannon through, but when he was denied, the ball came back to him again, and really a beautifully hit shot curling into the top corner. His fourth league goal of the season. Hunter! Well, he put that away as clean as a whistle. Stokes. Another lovely back heel. It's Shannon against Hunter. Bremner coming back to help. Shannon.
But even Mike Shannon was powerless to prevent Southampton's roller coaster ride the following season. Under new manager Laurie McMenemy, the Saints crashed from 5th place in December to relegation, despite signing Peter Osgood and making a defiant farewell gesture at Goodison Park.
Lyons using the arms. Still Shannon. Here's Gilchrist. Osgood closing in! And that's his first goal for Southampton. Peter Osgood has scored at last in his 10th game. Fisher,
It was a good run and he's onside. It's Shannon. And it's 2-0 for Southampton. No wonder Laurie McMenamin is delighted. O'Neill. Shannon. Two players just behind him in support. But that was an even better ball. Here's O'Neill. It was a fair shot, and a lovely goal by Brian O'Neill. David Lawson can't believe it. 3-0 Southampton.
Saints fans couldn't believe it either. Despite that handsome victory on the last day of the season, they finished 20th in the First Division, the first victims of the 3-up and 3-down rule. So, after 8 seasons in the top grade, it was back to high-scoring Second Division football at the Dell.
Osgood got the flick, and the referee says a penalty, challenged by Troy on Mick Shannon. The goal coming in the 20th minute. Shannon, Stokes. And the goal coming absolutely out of nothing. Holmes, Stokes, Osgood for Holmes, and number 3. Nice stuff between Osgood and McCalliog. Comes Rodrigues. Shannon. Nicely inside his man. But will he finish it? Yes, he does. So the revenge complete, and that little sign then by Mick Shannon, perfect summary of his goal. Kerr. Peach. McCalliog. Nice ball to Shannon. Still Shannon. Osgood! That's his first here. His first of the season. Shannon. Beautifully inside to Gilchrist. Far post is Holmes. And that's number 2. Clark. Lovely flick by Gilchrist to Osgood. Fine save, but Osgood will make it now. You can't do it right first time, do it in spectacular style second. That's the story of that goal. Shannon leaning on, being pulled. There was a lean, there was a push, there was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but when he put it up to try and knock it in, his legs were taken away, it seemed, by Montgomery. Mick Shannon gets the chance to get into the scoring sheet. Oh, and a good save! And twice! Tremendous stop. Good ball by Gow to Cheesley. Oh, and he moved well past Steele and past Peach. Sweeney in the middle. And the far post. Tom Ritchie. Now McCalliog. That's meant for Osgood too. And 2 went for it. Stokes missed it and Holmes didn't. Nicky Holmes the scorer. And Southampton have pulled one back, pretty much out the blue.
Unlikely too was Saints' FA Cup adventure that season. Just 60 seconds from defeat against Villa in the third round, they found themselves in the quarter-final.
4 in the Bradford wall. Cook making it 5 because the kick is nearly central. That was 6 now. McCalliog. So simple. A touch of class is what was required, and that's what Southampton produced. As cheeky a free kick as you would like to see. Peter Osgood just knocked the ball up, and Jim McCalliog volleyed it over the wall and past the surprise Downsborough.
Manager McMenemy's profile was rising fast. Although Southampton were still in the second division, he brought the Saints marching into Wembley. Goalkeeper Ian Turner had followed the manager to the Dell from Grimsby. Captain Peter Rodrigues, a free transfer from Sheffield Wednesday. Left-back David Peach, McMenemy's first signing for Southampton. Nick Holmes, Southampton born and bred, reliable and versatile. Centre-half Mel Blythe, a bargain at £60,000 from Crystal Palace. His defensive partner, Jim Steele, a rumbustious Scot. Paul Gilchrist, scorer of the winning goal in the semi-final against Crystal Palace. Mike Shannon, 45 England caps in 15 years at the Dell. Peter Osgood, signed from Chelsea, with talent to burn. Jim McCalliog, another skillful crowd pleaser signed by McMenemy. Bobby Stokes, the biggest Wembley hero of them all. And substitute Hugh Fisher, whose goal rescued Saints in the third round and put them on the road to Wembley, where against Manchester United they gave their supporters a priceless moment to cherish forever.
McCalliog to Stokes, who's onside. 1-0. Southampton go mad. And on the bench they celebrate. And Stokes, by scoring the first goal in this final, wins for himself a car. And he said he'd already booked driving lessons. Now, was he offside when that ball was played? They'll complain for years, possibly, about that. The Majesty of the Queen congratulates the Southampton captain, and Peter Rodrigues, 32 years old, the man who came back from being given away by Sheffield Wednesday, salutes the Southampton supporters and lives this moment of triumph.
It was the club's proudest hour. That exquisite through pass from Jim McCalliog to Bobby Stokes enabled Southampton to win the FA Cup for the first time in their 91-year history. Modest Stokes, virtually unheard of before or since, was famous for a day.
I've missed 20 in the last 3 games, so I thought I'd stick one away for the boys, you know.
Yeah. Why did you feel so confident you were going to score today?
Well, as I say, I've had so many chances in the last 3 or 4 games, and today was the one that came to for us, really.
Well, you were, in fact, the top shot today. You had 4 shots at goal in that game. Do you realise that?
4. In a cup final, that's great. No, man, yeah, I'm pleased for the boys, great.
Right, can we have Laurie McMenemy, the big lad himself, come round that way, and his wife, Anne, here, and just look there. It's a very lovely moment for you, and an emotional moment for you. May I just have one word from his wife? And when Laurie was under pressure at the start of the season, did you feel that very much at home? Did you feel the big man sinking a little bit and maybe feeling he hadn't got what it takes?
I've always believed he had what it takes, Jimmy. You know, and I'm just pleased it's paid off for him because I think he deserves it and all the lads deserve it because they've worked very hard.
Yeah. So you've always had the utmost confidence?
Yes, always.
We have too, of course. That's a matter of time.
Thanks, Jimmy.
But Laurie, what about it?
Well, it's a smashing day, smashing feeling. You know, they have worked hard. I've been up their backs, some of them, and I expected them to be less than choir boys at times, because if you've got a lot of ability and a lot of flair, your lads are going to go off the boil and they're going to do it at odds and ends. And I've had very little trouble with them that way. But the thing was that the writers and the pundits, I'm not criticising them, they weren't expected to know what we could do because they don't see us enough. They're watching the first division, and I think we surprised them. them, but I was very surprised that some of them didn't even bother to ring me this week. You know, they didn't come. No, I'm serious, Jim. They didn't even come to see me, and I couldn't accept this at all. And I only hope they don't explain it away by saying Manchester United didn't play well, or it's a tragedy for football.
Tommy Docherty was very good about that.
I'll tell you what, Tommy Docherty rang the hotel, and the lads don't even know this yet. He rang the hotel, and he had a hard job to find me. They were all over the hotel, and he just wanted to tell me how he felt for me personally. And then he rang the chairman, and he said he felt so good, and he actually said that he was saying it through the tears in his eyes. And you understand it, and I understand that. And I tell you what, that fella has been tremendous all day long, and that club has as well. And it's the end for me of a perfect day.
It meant that the McMenemys and Southampton could enjoy another day out at Wembley the following August, when the Saints met First Division champions Liverpool in the Charity Shield.
Callaghan. Keegan, little touch ball. Toshak! Oh! Fine goal. The old firm at it again.
After the champagne of Wembley, Southampton found second division football rather flat beer. It needed the taste of the FA Cup to get the Saints intoxicated again. They began their defence of the trophy against Chelsea.
It was positive from Stanley. Here's Lewington. Good ball to Britain, who finds Locke. 3 in the middle for Chelsea, the 4th one going there now. Still Locke. Good try! Oh, what a fine goal! Gary Locke. Osgood was up well there, and it's there by Shannon. That's the partnership that mattered there, Osgood and Shannon.
Southampton won the replay at Stamford Bridge, then drew at Nottingham Forest in the 4th round. It was Steve Williams who put them ahead in the replay, a precocious Londoner who was to become an accomplished midfield player, eager to learn from Alan Ball, who McMenemy had now signed from Arsenal, resurrecting Ball's career and freshening up the Southampton side. Brian Clough's Nottingham Forest were pushing for promotion and equalised at the Dell through Tony Woodcock. But it was another astute, experienced McMenemy signing who steered Saints through. Ted McDougall had come from Norwich with a scoring record as long as your arm, and he showed Southampton supporters a goal touch that raised hopes of a return to Wembley. McDougall's goal put Saints through to the 5th round, where they renewed their cup acquaintance with Tommy Docherty and Manchester United. A 2-2 draw at the Dell meant a replay at Old Trafford.
United in the white shorts. Pearson coming across. Macari got the back flick, and Jimmy Greeno scores! Shannon. On for Steve Williams. If he can pull it back, he's got McDougall far post. And the referee says penalty. Williams brought down by Buchan. Trying to get the angle. Let's look at that again. Steve Williams going away. He went away well. Buchan came across. And what did the skipper play? Well, he caught his legs after touching perhaps the ball first. Peach with a chance of putting them in at half-time level. Did it on Saturday and does it again. Did it in the first match and sends Stepney the wrong way in the replay. McElroy. Hill. Houston. Macari. Pearson. Greenough. And it was deflected and it's in! Wells trying to adjust his feet. Jimmy Greenough celebrates again.
Revenge for United. For Southampton, promotion was now the priority. They had to wait until the following season.
The ball certainly being pushed around in the wet. It's well taken by Greenwood. And a useful cross too, and a fine goal scored by Rowell. Dougal on the near post. Osgood didn't make it, but Nicholl following up did. Rowell, number 11. Met by Lee! Fine near post header. handball given against Ashurst. It's Williams. Pick out a man. Picks out McDougall. Boyer. 2-2. Peach. Osgood could knock that back eventually. Nice shuffle. Nicely done between the two. Williams. Oh, and Williams delighted. Siddall just the reverse. Ball let it go with some nonchalance. Here is McDougall. Oh, what a terrible mess. And Holmes puts it in.
Nick Holmes was one of only 2 members of the cup-winning team to still be a regular in the side that won promotion 2 years later, David Peach the other. Saints did it in style, playing entertaining football home and away. New names in the side included centre-half Chris Nicol and forward Phil Boyer.
There's Wardrum pulling away at the back, Kindon going on well, and just a touch, yes! So Kindon scoring after 5 minutes. Ingham. Thompson. Scott. 4 Burnley players ahead of him. Kindon is onside. Turner to meet him. And put in by Cochrane. Holmes, 1 flick, 2 flicks, here's McDougall, and it's a goal! That's better, I'm sure I read on his lips, McDougall the scorer, and that's really thrown the whole thing wide open. Williams. Forward with Brennan, Kindon ahead, timed it well, Turner's come off his line, and the goal for Steve Kindon, his second of the match. But here's Boyer, and he's made it! So now what? 3-2, 7 minutes left. Here's Pickering. Oh, good cover by Ingham. Up comes Hibbert at pace. Ball. Oh, we fed that through well. He's done some good things, Alan Ball. Been under pressure all the time from the crowd and players, as indeed Williams is there. Free kick right at the end. And it really should be said that there have been a number of fouls by Billy Ingham. And I don't think I've heard the referee, or seen the referee talk to him once. Really a classic case of the home player, I fear. Ball takes it. McDougall didn't make contact. Peach! And it's gone in! Peach! I don't know whether anybody else touched it, but I don't think so. David Peach tying it up at the death. Laurie McMenemy on his feet, all smiles. And Stevenson looking utterly dejected, not to say bemused. And everybody wants to have a bite of Peach.
The fruits of Southampton's labours brought promotion in 1978 as runners-up to Bolton. So it was a return to the First Division after an absence of 4 years.
McDougall! A very simple goal. Ted McDougall, the top scorer, that's his 7th of the season. A well-flighted corner, and McDougall finding time and room to place the header. Oh, if they've gone back, and Goddard is there, the substitute.
This was a season of 2 long cup runs. Southampton went to Wembley again, this time in the League Cup, where they lost to Nottingham Forest, and the signing of Ivan Golak from Yugoslavia helped prove that the Saints were once again a genuine First Division act.
Oh, it's been turned back into the path of penalty. Everton protest, but the referee says it was a foul. David Peach will take the kick with his left foot. And scores. Ball. Boyer. Baker. Now Hayes is onside. Southampton have still got the big men forward. One of them is Nicol. It was away by Higgins. Baker shot! Oh, I say! Little Graham Baker. And now ball, and onside Nick Holmes. Boyer and Hayes are there as well. It's going to come right across, and Higgins makes the pass back, and Boyer has made it 3!
More top performers paraded their talents at the Dell. Alan Ball was joined by Charlie George and Dave Watson. Mike Shannon returned.
Up goes Watson, and it's there. Mike Shannon scores against his former club. Corrigan again gets the touch. Chance for ball, decides against it. Now Holmes. Now ball. 2-0. He likes that. Robinson trying the glancing header but misses it. And now there's trouble. Power. 2-1. Well, that was a bad mistake by Golak. Nicol now. And there's Watson still there. It's there. He did well. He's taken a knock, but he got there. Free kick to Southampton. It's Shannon. Oh, rounds his man well. Boyer. Well, in fact, Steve Moran put the final touch in. Well, what a marvellous debut to First Division football for this 18-year-old. A schoolboy international a couple of years ago. He's on the pitch about a minute, I reckon, and knocks the ball in.
Now at the start of the 80s, McMenemy made his most audacious swoop yet. Kevin Keegan, the England captain, was spirited home from Hamburg, where he'd twice been voted European Footballer of the Year. It was a startling capture made in total secrecy. Keegan's infectious enthusiasm and international pedigree were the perfect lift for a Southampton side that was ready to pitch again for a place in Europe.
Oh, that was a very, very good header. And Chris Nicol puts Southampton ahead, and there's quite a coincidence in that goal, because Chris Nicol's first goal ever for Southampton was against Sunderland at the Dell, and now he repeats it here at Roker Park. Hindmarch is up there. Oh, and Allardyce! Buffeting there on Keegan by Allardyce, but he survived. Here's Holmes, Charlie George, far post. Oh, it's got in!
Saints' all-star cast was now a match for anybody, even the champions.
Baker. Terry McDermott. It's going to fall for Souness, and Liverpool have got 5 players in attack here. Souness into the gap. Beautifully done. A goal by Souness, but tremendous credit for off-the-ball running by Kenny Dalglish. All right across to Watson, and there's Nicol. This is Baker to Holmes. And Boyer nipping in. Boyer's there! 3 in the centre. Fairclough.
2-2. Southampton were on their way to their best ever First Division position.
Shannon. To Baker, they were bidding for offside, but they've been played onside in the middle, and Baker's shot. Up comes Shannon, miskicked it. Holmes didn't, and that's in. Got through the crowd. And Seeley in utter despair as Holmes enjoys the celebrations with his teammates.
The likes of Holmes and Steve Moran showed Saints could produce their own.
Keegan. George. Moran. Shannon wants it on the far post, but Moran tries and gets it himself, and what a splendid goal by Steve Moran. Now Shannon trying his luck on the left with Keegan on his outside. The famous Shannon wave, and another marvellous goal. Golak. Watson's header. This is Baker. Keegan in space. Number 3, surely. Yes!
The Keegan signing was proving a McMenemy masterstroke.
There's a lot of pushing going on between Nicol and Hawley. The ball reaches Golak. Now Shannon. Williams has gone on a run in the inside right position. Keegan's on the far post too. He picks him out beautifully. Here's Keegan. 1-0. So another Southampton corner. Keegan's header. A splendid goal by Kevin Keegan. And the despairing leap by Whitworth on the line only forced the ball inevitably on into the net.
The Dell was bubbling now.
Watson with a lot of time. Oh, a lovely ball on by Shannon. Oh, Golak! What a magnificent goal by the Yugoslav. The crowd rise for Golak, but credit too for Shannon for that superb flick header. In the 13th minute, Shannon opened it up with a header, but my goodness, didn't Golak finish well? That right foot shot rising all the way into the Albion net. Here's Batson at the other end. Oh, it'll break here for Robson, who's come right from the back and must score, and has. Here's Moran for Southampton. Now Baker. Williams just inside him, but he dwelled too long, and here's Regis. And Regis is going it alone, and he's got the power. Has he got the poise? He has. What a magnificent goal by Cyril Regis. Weil then was holding off the Southampton man, but the referee waves play on sensibly. Godden's fist away, Williams turns it back, here's Shannon in space, and the ball surely will break for Moran. Steve Moran gets his 17th goal of the season.
His goals helped Southampton finish 6th and qualify for Europe. McMenemy now paid a club record of £600,000 for a goal-scoring midfield player.
2-1.
Keegan. Armstrong at the back of the area, and it's there.
David Armstrong was followed a year later by the world's #1 goalkeeper Peter Shilton. If Keegan had not suddenly left for Newcastle, surely McMenemy's jigsaw would have been complete. He had Shilton at the peak of his powers, a new centre-half from Oxford in Mark Wright, and England's World Cup fullback and captain in Mick Mills. In attack, there was a whippet on the wing who developed into one of the First Division's most lively lads.
Wallace. Oh, Danny Wallace! What a tremendous goal! Oh, well played, Moran. And Wallace was in there, Castles is still in there with a chance, and he took it in the end. So Stevens into Hill. And Hill gets his shot in. Oh, what a fine goal! And just the tonic Luton were looking for. Antish. Turner. And wide it goes to Moss. And Steen is in there! Castles is in on Wallace's pass. Wallace is making ground. Oh. Well, he still battled back. Look at that from Castles. Mills.
Armstrong. Chance of a shot from him, left foot. It's in! David Armstrong. Turner. That's a good ball. Stevens, outside him, Ricky Hill. And, oh, what a chance! Goodyear! Yes! Chilton's made a mistake, and Goodyear has scored!
That match was typical of the McMenemy years. Southampton always tried to play with a swashbuckling style under his much-loved predecessor Ted Bates, but McMenemy's presence and personality attracted a queue of top players to what was a satellite town in football terms. Not now, though.
David Armstrong, and a chance now for Foyle, and the referee is giving the penalty. Well, it was a rather theatrical piece of play by Foyle. Grobbelaar obviously felt that he made a genuine attempt to go for the ball, but the referee, Brian Stevens, thought otherwise. And a chance for Steve Moran to give Southampton an early lead. And he does so comprehensively. Apparent indecision, I wonder whether that's so. Armstrong. Liverpool have certainly had more of the play since they went behind. And here's Dalglish with a chance to make it one each. And he does. May well have gone off right in the end, but I'm sure that Dalglish will play in the goal, and with every justification for doing so. Free kick, right on the edge of the shadow of the stand. Kennedy, here's Sammy Lee, and here's Johnston. Williams. It reaches Moran. Wallace in the middle wants it early, misses it, but Holmes doesn't. Two apiece. Nickel. And Holmes is onside. And not a bad try. Yes, it's in. I say, what a marvellous effort from Ricky Holmes.
At the start of the 1983-84 season, which was to be Southampton's best ever in the First Division, the lineup included another golden oldie at number 9. Frank Worthington was one of the game's real artists and found himself a stage at the Dell where his gifts were appreciated. Mick Mills and company made a determined assault on the league title.
Alverston, that was a nasty one. Williams did well, kept it down well. Maybe a touch for Worthington, tries it himself. Oh, what a cracker! What a cracker! That's a marvellous one. Nick Holmes. Well, that runs kindly. Holmes and Armstrong. David Armstrong with an absolute gift.
Southampton that season were almost good enough to walk on water. They'd finished with Swan Lake, the Saints were back to the drama of the FA Cup. The fourth round produced a local derby at Fratton Park with a frantic finish.
It's the last knockings now, forward by Worthington, and Armstrong's got Wallace and Moran on the other side, and Moran is coming in, and Southampton have snatched it right at the very end in stoppage time.
The fifth round, match of the day live at Ewood Park.
3-0
man support for Southampton if he can look round. They're all a long way away, though. And he has to go up to the line. And Armstrong! David Armstrong gets the touch at the near post from Steve Moran's brilliant run.
In the league, Southampton were pushing Liverpool all the way.
And Wright has moved up to the far post for the return. And Gobelin changed his mind. Wallace! Oh, I say! What a magnificent goal! Lovely ball by Worthington. Fine cross by Dennis. But Mark Wright, who started it, was the fellow who got the nod down. But this was brilliant. Hansen trying to ease him away, which he does. Cross is too strong. Puckett needs help. Sees Dennis. Wallace! Extraordinary header, really, because it seemed as though he wasn't sufficiently far wide. But he got it very much off the side of his head, and it flew past Bruce Gobelin.
Saints finished runners-up in the Championship and beaten semi-finalists in the FA Cup. The following season, another star arrived.
And Jordan climbed and scored! What a start for Southampton, and what a start for Joe Jordan.
Oh, and it's up into the roof of the net. And Joe Jordan turns to take the salute.
And the two big fellows who were doubtful until this morning, Mark Wright and Kevin Bond, are both forward, almost on the line. Oh, and that's gone in off the defender. Stevens was the player who seemed to get his head to it. Well played by Gibson. He's looked Coventry's brightest performer this afternoon, but he got a knock on that last challenge. Meantime, it's David Bennett on the ball, with Butterworth going up outside him. That's Bennett's shot, and his Regis, surely. Yes! Jordan, and here's Armstrong, and can Moran get it in? Southampton 2-1 in front after 76 minutes.
But it was farewell to McMenemy after 12 years. He left for Sunderland, and his successor Chris Nicol enjoyed an FA Cup run in his first season. Saints were away to Brighton in the 6th round.
So Southampton opened the scoring against the second division club. Oh, now can Southampton break here? This is Townsend. Wants to come, but he could have gone right or left. He's picked out Cockrell. Oh, and he's danced all the way through.
But Saints lost to Liverpool in the semi-final. The following season, Nicol signed Northern Ireland's World Cup centre-forward Colin Clark from Bournemouth, and he made an immediate impact. Clark scored a hat-trick on his debut, something no other Southampton player had done before him, and finished his first season at the Dell with 20 league goals in 33 games. It was an invaluable contribution in a season when Saints finished mid-table and lost to Liverpool in the semi-finals of the Littlewoods Cup. Clark followed up with 16 league goals in 1987-88. His main support came from Danny Wallace, whose brother Rodney was now also making an impression, and the midfield guile was supplied by veteran Jimmy Case, the elegant Glenn Cockrell, and a young Andy Townsend. But if the shape of the Southampton team was changing in the late 80s, so was the style of football presentation on television. Match of the Day now dealt exclusively with the FA Cup. Derek Statham's penalty at Derby couldn't keep Saints in the FA Cup in 1989. But in 1990, rising star Matthew Le Tissier shook Spurs at White Hart Lane in the 3rd round. In the 4th round at the Dell, a header by defender Neil Ruddock sank Oxford. But Saints had to go to Anfield in round 5 without the injured Le Tissier. Without their trump card, they were well beaten by the holders.
McMahon, Beardsley, oh, well played by Beardsley!
Southampton Football Club is held in great affection everywhere. For over a century, the Saints have played the game the right way.
McCallion
to Stokes, who's onside. 1-0!